July 12, 2020. A temperature-controlled room in a Calabasas mansion. Inside a coffin, preserved on dry ice, lies the body of Benjamin Keough. But this isn't a funeral home. This is Lisa Marie Presley's house. And Benjamin isn't going anywhere, not for 2 months. I felt so fortunate that there was a way that I could still parent him, Lisa Marie would later confess. For 60 days, Elvis Presley's daughter kept her dead son's body at home, visiting him daily, unable to let go of the child who reminded her so much of her father that she believed he didn't stand a fucking chance. But that's just the beginning. Because Lisa Marie Presley's posthumous memoir, From Here to the Great Unknown, doesn't just reveal one shocking secret, it exposes a lifetime of them. Secrets so dark, so heartbreaking, and so scandalous that they rewrite everything we thought we knew about the Princess of Graceland. Today, we're diving into the 7 most explosive revelations from Lisa Marie's final testament. These aren't just celebrity gossip nuggets, these are the raw, unfiltered confessions of a woman who lived her entire life in the shadow of tragedy, desperately trying to break free from a cycle of trauma that started the moment she found her father's lifeless body on a bathroom floor. From shocking allegations of childhood sexual abuse that shattered her relationship with Priscilla, to intimate details about Michael Jackson that no one saw coming, to an addiction so severe it nearly killed her years before her actual death. This is the story Lisa Marie Presley was too broken to tell herself, completed by her daughter Riley after her mother's death. If you think you know Lisa Marie's story, think again, because what you're about to hear will change everything. Let's start with the secret that destroyed Lisa Marie's childhood and fractured her relationship with her mother forever. When Lisa Marie was just 10 years old, living with Priscilla after Elvis's death, her mother's boyfriend Michael Edwards came to her room one night to teach me what was going to happen when I got older, Lisa Marie revealed in the tapes. Edwards, a model and actor, touched her chest and between her legs. When she told Priscilla what happened, her mother confronted Edwards. His excuse? In Europe, that's how they teach the kids. But here's where it gets worse. According to Lisa Marie, despite this confrontation, the abuse continued for years, and it escalated to physical violence. She claimed her mother did little to stop the abuse. This wasn't just childhood trauma. This was the moment Lisa Marie's world completely collapsed. She had already lost the one person who made her feel safe, her father. Now the person who was supposed to protect her had failed her in the most devastating way possible. The result? Lisa Marie descended into what she called a teenage wasteland of self-doubt, deep insecurity, anxiety, and depression. Her rebellion wasn't just acting out, it was survival. But the trauma started even earlier. Years before Elvis died, Lisa Marie was already living with the terrifying knowledge that something was wrong with her father. She saw him out of it and passed out. She witnessed his frailty behind the godlike image. As a child, she wrote in her diary, "I hope my daddy doesn't die." This wasn't just a normal fear. This was a 9-year-old girl who had become her father's protector, feeling responsible for keeping alive a man who was slowly killing himself. When Elvis died, Lisa Marie didn't just lose her father, she felt like she had failed in her most important job. August 16th, 1977. Lisa Marie was the one who found him. She saw the stretcher carry his body past her in the dining room. I didn't see his face, but I saw his head, I saw his body, I saw his pajamas, and I saw his socks at the bottom of the gurney. As they took him away, she was kicking and punching whoever was holding me back, desperate to get to him, the front door shut. My life as I knew it was completely over. Fast forward to 1994. Lisa Marie, now in her 20s, meets another king. Michael Jackson pursued her relentlessly while she was married to Benjamin Keough. He confessed his love and begged her to marry him and have his children. But here's the revelation that shocked the world. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, was a virgin at 35 years old when their relationship began. "I was actually terrified to make the wrong move," Lisa Marie confessed. But Michael instigated their physical relationship, saying, "I'm not waiting." For Lisa Marie, this relationship represented something profound. Here was another person who understood the isolating burden of childhood fame. "He was normal, just fucking normal," she said. A statement that reveals just how warped her definition of normal had become. "I was actually so happy. I've never been that happy again," she revealed. This wasn't just about love. This was about finding someone who could understand the impossible pressure of being raised in a fishbowl. But like everything else in Lisa Marie's life, this happiness was doomed to repeat the patterns of her past. The marriage to Michael Jackson became a horrifying echo of her childhood trauma. She began noticing the same signs she had seen in her father. Michael appearing out of it after doctor's appointments, the gradual slide into pharmaceutical dependency. When she tried to intervene, offering to go to rehab with him, he shut her out. It was Elvis all over again. The person she loved was destroying himself, and she was powerless to stop it. The relationship became toxic, continuing on and off for years after their 1996 divorce. Lisa Marie was trapped in what psychologists call repetition compulsion, unconsciously recreating the trauma of her childhood, desperately trying to rewrite the ending. But she couldn't save Michael Jackson any more than she could save her father. By 2008, Lisa Marie was living proof that trauma travels through bloodlines. After the birth of her twin daughters, her life had blown up, and she turned to the same substances that had killed her father. What started as post-C-section pain medication spiraled into a devastating addiction. At its worst, Lisa Marie was consuming 80 painkillers a day, supplemented with cocaine. She was slowly dying in the exact same way her father had. "It was the generational fucking cycle," she would later say. The Presley curse wasn't just a tabloid concept, it was a real biological inheritance of trauma and self-destruction. July 12, 2020, Lisa Marie received the call that would end her life 2.5 years before she actually died. Her son Benjamin, just 27 years old, had killed himself. Riley Keough knew immediately. This is the end of her. Benjamin was as close as Elvis was with his mother. Lisa Marie saw the devastating parallel. Benjamin was very similar to his grandfather. Very, and in every way. After Benjamin's death, Lisa Marie told Oprah the only reason she continued living was for her other children. But Riley believes her mother ultimately died of a broken heart. Which brings us back to that temperature-controlled room. For 2 months, Lisa Marie kept Benjamin's body at home. The public was horrified. But this wasn't madness, this was the desperate, heartbreaking act of a mother trying to rewrite the trauma that had defined her life. As a 9-year-old, Lisa Marie had been dragged away from her father's body, powerless to stop his removal. With Benjamin, she was asserting the control she never had. "I felt so fortunate that there was a way that I could still parent him, delay it a bit longer, so that I could become okay with laying him to rest." This wasn't denial. This was a mother's final gift to her son and to herself. For 2 months, she could still be his protector. She could still be the parent she had tried to be to her father all those years ago. Lisa Marie Presley lived her entire life as a prisoner of trauma she didn't create. Born into a myth, raised in a fishbowl, and haunted by generational demons, she spent 54 years trying to break free from a cycle that began long before she was born. But in the end, she got something her father never did. She got to tell her story. Through her daughter Riley's loving stewardship, Lisa Marie finally found her voice. From Here to the Great Unknown isn't just a memoir, it's a final act of rebellion against the forces that tried to silence her. The Princess of Graceland may be gone, but her truth lives on, and sometimes the truth is the most powerful legacy of all. What shocked you most about Lisa Marie's revelations? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to hear more untold stories about the dark side of fame, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because the real stories are always more complicated than the headlines suggest.